A nightclub can buy a bottle for $40 and sell it to a VIP table for $500. It can charge hundreds of people just to enter, sell overpriced drinks for 6 hours, and collect thousands of dollars from one private table. From the dance floor, it looks like one of the easiest businesses in the world. But then the real bill arrives. Rent, a liquor license, security, DJs, promoters, insurance, staff, marketing, cleaning, repairs. And the constant cost of convincing people that your club is still the place to be. That is the contradiction at the center of nightlife. A packed nightclub can generate tens of thousands of dollars in one night and still leave its owner with far less than anyone in the room would imagine. So, in this video, we are opening the file on what it costs to launch one, how each part of the club makes money, where that money disappears, and what the owner might actually keep after a successful weekend. Before asking how much a nightclub costs, you need to ask what exactly you are buying. The first option is buying an existing nightclub. This gives you speed. The venue may already have bars, lighting, sound equipment, permits, trained staff, supplier relationships, and regular customers. In theory, you can take control and begin operating almost immediately. But the seller may be leaving for a reason. The club may have become unfashionable. The lease may be too expensive. The neighborhood may have changed. The reviews may be terrible. Or the business may depend on one promoter who plans to leave the moment ownership changes. You are not only buying equipment. You may also be buying someone else's decline. The second option is leasing an empty venue and building the club yourself. This gives you complete control over the design, music, brand, layout, VIP sections, lighting, and customer experience. But you start with no audience, no reputation, no staff, and no proof that people will actually come. The third option is acquiring the brand and customer list. In nightlife, a recognized name, a large social media following, and relationships with high-spending customers can be more valuable than the furniture. A club can move to another building and keep much of its demand if the brand is strong enough. But the biggest distinction is owning the property versus renting it. A renter may spend more than $1 million improving a building they do not own. If the landlord raises the rent, refuses to renew the lease, or the venue loses permission to operate, much of that investment remains trapped inside someone else's property. Owning the building requires far more capital, but it creates a second asset. Even if the club fails, the property may still be sold, rented, or converted into another business. For our example, the owner will rent the building and create a new club from the ground up. Our sample club is a 700-person venue in a major city. It includes a main dance floor, 2 bars, a DJ booth, a small stage, 15 VIP tables, bathrooms, offices, storage rooms, and a coat check area. The monthly rent is $35,000. The landlord demands a 3-month deposit plus the first month in advance. Before construction starts, the owner has already committed $140,000. Then comes renovation. A nightclub needs much more than attractive walls. It needs commercial plumbing, upgraded bathrooms, soundproofing, ventilation, reinforced floors, emergency exits, fire systems, security cameras, and enough electrical capacity for refrigeration, lighting, screens, and a professional sound system. Assume the main renovation costs $500,000. Sound and lighting add another major bill. Speakers, amplifiers, acoustic treatment, DJ equipment, LED screens, lasers, lighting rigs, and control systems cost $250,000. The 2 bars need refrigerators, ice machines, glass washers, sinks, shelving, storage, and point-of-sale terminals. Add $120,000. Furniture, VIP seating, tables, decor, signage, and the coat check area cost another $100,000. Fire compliance, accessibility work, inspections, architects, and safety upgrades add $90,000. Alcohol, entertainment, occupancy, music, and business licenses add another $80,000. Initial inventory, liquor, beer, wine, mixers, glassware, uniforms, cleaning products, and other supplies costs $60,000. The total has now reached approximately $1.34 million. But opening the doors is not the same as surviving. The owner still needs working capital. The first month could be weak. A performer could cancel. A license could be delayed. Staff, suppliers, rent, insurance, and marketing still need to be paid. Add a $300,000 reserve. The realistic starting capital is now approximately $1.64 million. And remember, the owner still does not own the building. The club has 4 major revenue streams. The first is entry fees. Suppose 500 customers pay an average cover charge of $25 on a strong Saturday. That creates $12,500 before anyone buys a drink. The second stream is the main bar. This is where the business looks almost magical. A bottle bought for $40 may contain around 16 servings. If each drink sells for $15, that bottle can theoretically generate $240 in revenue. But the biggest wow moment is VIP bottle service. Our club has 15 VIP tables with an average minimum spend of $1,500. If every table is sold, VIP revenue reaches $22,500. One group spending $3,000 can be worth more than 100 ordinary customers who each buy only 1 or 2 drinks. And the bottle is not really what they are paying for. They are paying for reserved space, faster entry, personal service, visibility, exclusivity, and the right to be seen spending money. The fourth stream is private events and sponsorships. A company may rent the venue for a product launch. A drinks brand may sponsor a themed night. A promoter may bring an audience in exchange for a percentage of ticket or bar revenue. These extra streams matter because the building remains expensive even when the dance floor is empty. For our Saturday example, the club earns $12,500 at the door, $28,000 from the main bar, $22,500 from VIP tables, and $2,000 from coat check, food, and other income. Total revenue, $65,000. That is the glamorous number. Now we open the other side of the file. The first major cost is inventory. The club pays for liquor, beer, wine, mixers, fruit, ice, straws, napkins, glassware, and cleaning products. Then comes waste. Bartenders overpour. Drinks spill. Bottles break. Staff give away free drinks. Inventory is entered incorrectly. Some products are stolen. Suppose inventory and direct product costs consume $13,000 of the night's revenue. Next comes payroll. A 700-person nightclub may need bartenders, barbacks, servers, hosts, cashiers, cleaners, managers, technicians, coat check attendants, and a large security team. Security is especially expensive because the venue combines crowds, darkness, alcohol, expensive equipment, and unpredictable behavior. For one strong Saturday, staff and security cost $10,500. Then comes entertainment. A recognized DJ can cost thousands or tens of thousands of dollars for one night. Add the promoter, support acts, technical crew, hospitality, travel, and extra security, and a sold-out event can still disappoint financially. Assume the DJ, promoter, and production cost $8,000. The club pays $35,000 in monthly rent. Spread across 12 major operating nights, the rent allocation is almost $3,000 per night. Then there are payment fees, insurance, licenses, cleaning, utilities, marketing, repairs, software, breakage, and administration. Credit card fees alone can quietly remove around 3% from many transactions. A $1,500 VIP bill may lose about $45 before the club pays for the alcohol, server, security, or rent. Assume these other overhead costs total $12,000. Now the picture changes. Revenue was $65,000. Inventory cost $13,000. Staff and security cost $10,500. The DJ, promoter, and production cost $8,000. Rent allocation cost $3,000. Other overhead cost $12,000. Estimated operating profit, $18,500 before taxes, debt repayments, and unexpected incidents. So the club processed $65,000 in one night, but the owner kept less than 30 cents from every dollar before financing and tax. And this was a successful Saturday. The most important thing to understand is that nightclubs do not primarily sell alcohol. They sell social status and access. A customer pays to skip the line because standing outside signals lower status. They pay for a better table because location changes how visible they feel. They pay to stand closer to the performer. They pay for bottle presentation because the lights, sparklers, and attention announce they're spending to the entire room. They pay to be photographed somewhere that looks difficult to enter. The nightclub is not simply selling vodka. It is selling the feeling that you are inside while someone else is still outside. That is why owners may admit celebrities, influencers, attractive groups, or high-spending regulars for free. Those guests may not pay at the door, but their presence can make everyone else value the room more highly. A long line can increase demand. An empty dance floor can destroy it. The customers are not only buying the product. They are helping create the product for one another. That is the hidden financial mechanism behind the entire industry. A supermarket can remain useful for decades. A nightclub can become socially irrelevant in one season. Customer tastes change. Music trends move. A new venue opens with better lighting, a fresher design, or a more fashionable crowd. Regular customers become bored. Influential promoters leave. Negative reviews spread. One violent incident damages the brand. Noise complaints create pressure. A license problem shortens opening hours. The club that once had a line around the block begins offering free admission. Then it lowers drink prices. Then it pays more for famous DJs. But these decisions can reduce profit without restoring popularity. Some owners renovate every few years. Others redesign the VIP section, change the music format, or close and reopen under a new name. In many industries, age builds trust. In nightlife, age can create the feeling that the best nights have already happened. Once that perception spreads, the physical assets may still exist, but the most valuable asset, social demand, can disappear very quickly. Let us return to our successful Saturday. The club holds 700 people. 500 customers paid an average of $25 at the door, generating $12,500. The main bar produced $28,000. VIP tables produced $22,500. Other income added $2,000. Gross revenue was $65,000. After inventory, staff, security, entertainment, promoters, rent allocation, payment fees, cleaning, utilities, marketing, and other overhead, estimated operating profit was $18,500. But that number still needs context. A weak Thursday may lose money. A quiet Friday may barely break even. A canceled performer, poor weather, seasonal decline, or license restriction can damage an entire month. That means the strongest Saturday is not simply profit. It is also paying for the weaker nights nobody posts on social media. The owner may also have debt from the $1.64 million startup cost. After financing and taxes, the cash remaining could be much smaller. A realistic net profit margin for a well-run nightclub may fall around 5% to 15%, depending on rent, debt, location, management, and consistency. At a 10% margin, a club generating $5 million in annual revenue might keep around $500,000. That sounds excellent. But one major renovation, lawsuit, closure, or failed season can consume years of profit. So, how much capital is needed? For a serious 700-person nightclub in a major city, approximately $1.5 million to $2 million is a realistic starting range when renting. Buying the property can push the requirements several million dollars higher. Is owning the property better than renting? Usually yes. It gives the owner more control and creates equity. But it also demands far more capital. What profit margin is realistic? For a well-managed club, roughly 5% to 15%. The giant markup on alcohol does not become giant net profit. What is the greatest risk? Losing relevance. Rent, labor, licenses, and security are expensive, but the business can survive those costs only while customers still believe the venue matters. So, Is a nightclub a good business? It can be. But it is not the effortless cash machine it appears to be from the dance floor. It is a high-revenue, high-risk business built on attention, status, and constantly changing public taste. A nightclub owner is not simply selling drinks. They are renting popularity one weekend at a time. And in the next ownership file, we will open another business where the customer sees luxury, high prices, and easy money, but the owner sees an entirely different balance sheet.